Welcome to my first vegetable garden. Today I want to show you how you can start perennial roots indoors and save yourself a lot of money. This is a Liatris spicata, or blazing star, and it gets its name because it makes these trails of purple flowers that look like a shooting star. And I have these in my front yard and my backyard. I really enjoy them. They have really fine feathery purple flowers. This clump is probably 2 or 3 years established, but once they're established, you'll get lots of purple spikes in your garden. It's a perennial, which means it will come back year after year. So I'm in Maryland Zone 7. When the ground freezes, these roots survive, and then they'll send up flowers or the greenery the following year. 25 roots for $5.38. That's really inexpensive. If you were going to go buy a blazing star in a container like this, it might cost you $2 or $3. If you bought it in a quart container, it can cost $6, $7, or $8. I started these about 6 weeks ago for the sake of the video, and I'll talk about them shortly. Once you pick out your roots, or pick out your flowers, the roots are going to be in different sizes. Get them into water, let them absorb water for about an hour or two. That just helps them get started. For containers this size, if you don't have these containers, use a styrofoam cup. But for something about a container about this size, you want the root ball to be somewhere between a single root ball or double the size. And it's just because these containers aren't going to hold a bigger root. So if you get a perennial that has a larger root ball, just get a bigger container. So after these soak about an hour or two, you're going to get them into containers. Fill this up, thumb pack it down, and I've done this in a lot of videos. You want a nice solid starting base. Once you have the starting base, pull a root out, look for the sides that have the root hairs, and that goes face down right into your tray. Let me move this. Goes face down right into your tray, and you can do a whole lot very quickly. Just press it in and you're good to go. These are going to be about 1 inch deep. The instructions say 2 inches. When you're planting them in these containers, the depth doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get them started, and you can make adjustments later when you take them out into the ground. So once you have it pressed in, you're going to cover it up. Gently press in that soil, and you're good to go. So the timing, these were started 6 weeks ago. You can see how big they got. You want to time your perennial bulbs for when they would start to grow the greenery out in your garden. Even though these are winter hardy, they don't like growing until the temperatures get about 50-degree evenings, nights, and warmer days. So you figure out when that time is in your zone, and you count back about 4 to 6 weeks. So this is 6 weeks worth of growth, and again, I started these early just for the sake of the video. And you can see how nicely the root system's set up. These are starting to actually get a little root bound, so they're going to have to go into bigger containers. But you want to time it so the roots just start reaching the bottom and then just start slightly kind of filling in that space. And you would just break this up, drop it into the ground, and your perennial's established. You got 6 weeks worth of growth time already started. And it's realistic that you could get a bloom this year. Sometimes when you start these root balls in the ground, your perennial plant will come up, it'll establish, but it doesn't flower, so it takes about a year for that to happen. And again, this is a great way to save money. 25 roots for $5.38, plus the cost of the starting material, is really inexpensive when you can fill up a whole front yard or backyard with perennial flowers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my blog at www.therusticgarden.blogspot.com, and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.